It's 2024, y'all, and we back. I miss making long form content, man. I've been killing it in the short form content world, but I have not been making time to do this long form thing. My content being a little bit more relatable, I'm getting more comfortable on camera, so I don't want to neglect this. So first video of the year, we're talking about investing because I invested. Yep, that is the Ronin 4D. It is the 6K version, not the 8K version, because I have no reason to get 8K right now. I just don't have that clientele. And even if I did, I don't know if I'd want 8K. It'll probably be a little flex situation where I may just want to show people that I can afford something, but I don't want to do that. That's how you get robbed. But anyway, we're talking about investing. And if you're new to videography, photography, I think there are 4 things that you should look for or pay attention to when you're moving forward in investing. Reason being is because when I started out, I was buying up everything in sight, lights, microphones, lenses, all that stuff. And some stuff just ended up sitting for too long, so long that I didn't use it and I outgrew it because I got better equipment. So I just ended up giving it away for free. So there was a point in time where I just felt like I was buying equipment for other people to have for free, which is great. I don't mind being a blessing, but that's money that I could have saved for everything else, right? So my first tip in this investing yourself, what should you get? I think you should pay attention to, one, if you can afford it right now. And when I say if you can afford it, one good rule of thumb that I've always used is if you can afford to buy 2 of something, then you can get it. If you got to use multiple credit cards, you got to borrow money from people, it's just not the time. That's just what it is. I know it's a little frustrating to have to keep waiting, delayed gratification, but when you get that item, whether it's a lens, light, audio, whatever it is, it's going to feel amazing. So make sure you guys can afford something, maybe 2 of those things before you just jump and buy, especially because of the new year, you want to start out fresh and everything. But you don't want to be broke. You don't want to be in debt just to, buy something. The second thing would be buy things that you would use right now. In the beginning, I would buy different items for jobs that I wanted, and I wanted to make sure that I had equipment and I was prepared to go out and venture into that industry. And let me tell you, jobs don't roll in just because you buy a certain lens or because you buy a certain camera. People still want to see your portfolio. They still want to see the work. So that means you're going to invest all this money into an item to shoot in an industry for free for a little bit because you don't have a portfolio, you don't have work, and you don't want to do that because then you're going to feel like you're wasting money and time. You paid for something and now you're working for free. That ain't it. So I would advise that maybe you start doing things for free, learning the skill set, or just building your portfolio with another professional so that when you get equipment, when you finally build that up, you have the skill set ready to go and you have the portfolio ready to go. Trust me, I'm one of the people that I was buying up stuff before I needed it. For example, this lens has not seen the light of day on an actual job. This is the 2-600 Sony, right? And I thought I was going to be shooting all types of sports photography. I'm like, I want to do stuff at the beaches. I just want to go somewhere and I can be super paparazzi TMZ style with this thing. Haven't used it on one job, and I've had this lens for about over a year now. No work. Just buy the stuff that you would use in your jobs right now. That's all I'm trying to say. The third thing is don't follow people necessarily that influence you to buy things like impulsively. For a while, I had to stop following a lot of my favorite creators because I felt like, one, they started to get sponsored, and sponsored creators are always pushing the newest product. And because they have it, I want to have it, or because they have a certain following in my head, I'm mentally thinking subconsciously, I need to have it in order to be as popular or as seen or as liked as that person. And that's just not the way to go. I was spending so much money because I would watch a review from my favorite creators, ended up buying something that I just didn't need, or I just didn't need right now. Like there are other things in my business that I could be spending that money on. And I don't need to be impulsively buying stuff left and right just because my favorite creator is showing it and it looks really nice. And rule of thumb, if you're following people that make you feel like you're not up to speed because you don't have certain things, that's not the right creator to follow. The right creators will build you up. They will inspire you. They'll let you know that it's your skill set versus equipment, that it doesn't matter what you have necessarily. You can still do great work with minimal items. And that's the type of person I want to be. That's the type of account that I want to have. Yes, I will show you that I have some bigger and better things, but I don't need this. I can still rock all of my clients left to right without this thing. This is just going to help me service them better because oh, well, I can tell you guys where I got it, because I've been really churning my wheels. I've been having so many jobs left and right. And as of late, I have been bringing my gimbal Ronin RS2 to jobs, and the battery has just been dead. I've been forgetting to charge it. And it's because I have a long list of things that I constantly do. I have to edit my stuff. I'm forgetting to format stuff, or I'll forget to export cards when I get home. So I'm thinking about that right away. Got to charge all my batteries for my cameras. Got to make sure my lights are ready. My microphones are ready. So sometimes I just forget to have my gimbal prepared, especially because I'm not always on it. Sometimes I'm handheld. Sometimes I'm tripod. But nonetheless, I have been forgetting to charge it when I really need it. And it has been biting me in the butt a little bit. So with this system, if you know the Ronin 4D, it is a camera gimbal connection, and it's really kind of cool. So if you don't know about it, I would look it up. But it's going to make my job easier, and I can use it right away. But I'm not going to push it on you guys to tell you that you should get it, especially if you don't have the budget for it. Like, learn your skill set, learn your softwares, learn your Adobes and your Davincis and your Final Cuts. Learn composition, learn your camera settings. Like, there's so much that you can learn before you go out and buy the big guns. And lastly, this will probably help a lot of people, will be sometimes don't buy things new. What do I mean? You know, when like a new camera drops, the Osmo Pocket 3, for instance, when it dropped, I impulsively bought that thing. Now, I had the first two, but when I saw it and I'm looking at all the creators that are posting it, I was like, yep, I'm on it. I'm buying it right away. And it was definitely an impulsive buy. I've still been using it, but it was impulsive as heck. But when you wait a little bit and you wait to see all the hype die down, your investment for certain things will start to have more clarity. Like, you'll be sober minded before you make a purchase. Because let's be honest, when you first see that nice shiny camera, those nice lights, or that beautiful looking lens and what it can do, for that entire week, it's going to be all impulse. You're impressed by the shiny thing, the new shiny object. And I love tech, so I'm always trying to buy up the newest whatever. But letting the hype die down and letting me see, like, okay, I only wanted it because of the hype, you're not so quick to just spend your money left and right. And with this item, I did see it when it dropped. It would have been nice to have, but I wasn't about to drop all that money. Now, seeing that I really needed it, it was like, okay, 2024, I'm making an investment and I got to get to it. And the reason I'm covering this topic right now in 2024 is I think it's important, if whether you're doing camera work as a hobby or your business, to introduce new gear to your arsenal. Not only do you start the new year with more energy, you're more energized because you're like, yes, I get to bring something new to my clients. I get to practice on a new piece of gear. I get to make my work better, my skill better. I get to expand. But it's important for you to invest in yourself, especially if you want to get paid for what you do. You want to make sure that you're your first customer and that you're putting money into yourself before you're asking people, whether stranger, family, friends, whatever, to pay you for that service. You'll have more confidence because you're like, hey, I spent money on me, so now you're going to have to spend money on me. You're no longer going to do stuff for exposure, the homie hookup, none of that. So trust me, if you're thinking about investing in this new year, I recommend it. But obviously keep those 4 things in mind when you are looking for new camera equipment. But I'm going to wrap this one up because I definitely want to pull this out of the box. I haven't even opened it. I've been considering if I'm going to do a YouTube unboxing or if I just want to break it down, but I'm not going to do that. I don't really want this to be like a geary tech channel. I will show some BTS of it, of course, but I want to play with it first before I make a whole video of it. But anyway, that's the video. Happy New Year again. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Please share this video with a friend if you think they'll find it useful or entertaining. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.